Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into it. Today we're breaking down the absolute biggest, most hyped up festival in the entire sports world, the FIFA World Cup. Look, if you're a football fan, you already know the insane energy this tournament brings. But the 2026 World Cup, it's going to be on another level entirely. It's literally shattering old records and redefining how we experience the beautiful game globally. So we're going to unpack exactly why this upcoming mega festival is gearing up to be the most massive sporting event in human history.
104 matches. Let that sink in for a second. That's the unprecedented scale we're dealing with here. For decades, we've been used to a set rhythm, a certain number of games. But 2026 is completely tossing out the old playbook. We're talking about wall-to-wall football. It means more action, more drama, and honestly, way more unforgettable moments than any tournament before it.
And the reason we're getting those 104 matches? Well, for the very first time, 48 teams are going to be taking the pitch. This is huge. It's the biggest lineup in the history of the sport, breaking way past the traditional formats we all grew up watching. So what does that actually mean for us? It means more countries finally getting their shot at glory, a lot more underdog stories to root for, and a truly global representation on the pitch.
Now, to pull off a tournament of this crazy size, you need some serious infrastructure. So the 2026 World Cup isn't being hosted by one nation, or even two, but three countries joining forces: Canada, Mexico, and the United States, a historic first. I mean, the sheer logistical ambition of coordinating a single event across an entire continent, it's kind of mind-blowing, and it really just highlights how massive this football festival has become.
So when exactly does this massive party kick off? Definitely mark your calendars for this. The opening whistle blows on June 11th, 2026, starting things off in Mexico City. And from there, the tournament is just going to rage across the continent for over a month, leading right up to the grand finale on July 19th, 2026, at MetLife Stadium in New York. That is over a month of nonstop, elite-level football.
Section 1. Flashback to 1930, the humble beginnings. To truly appreciate the scale of 2026, we kind of have to look back at where it all began. The very first World Cup in 1930 was held in Uruguay, and it had just 13 teams. But get this, the wildest part? Back then, European players literally had to travel across the ocean by boat for weeks just to reach the pitch. Yeah, no luxury private jets, just weeks stuck on a ship so they could play a football tournament. But hey, none of this, not those boat rides in 1930, and definitely not the super stadiums we'll see in 2026, none of it would have happened without this man, Jules Rimet. He was the visionary founder of FIFA who really sparked this whole global phenomenon. He just had this bold idea that football could actually bring the nations of the world together in friendly but, fiercely competitive international competition. And the momentum Rimet started, it was practically unstoppable. In fact, the only thing that could ever force a pause on this beautiful game was the devastation of a world war. But thankfully, once the world found peace again, the tournament bounced right back, and it established that legendary 4-year cycle we all know and love today. Every 4 years, the entire world practically stops to watch.
Moving on to Section 2, Kings of the World Cup, Decades of Dominance.
When we talk about ultimate supremacy, Brazil absolutely stands tall with 5 World Cup trophies. But check out how incredibly tight the race is right behind them. Germany and Italy are breathing right down their necks with 4 trophies each, and Argentina is right there in the mix with 3. It's just a fiercely contested history of sporting excellence.
To put those numbers into perspective for you, Brazil's golden years literally span generations. Lifting the trophy in 1958, 62, 70, 94, and 2002. They totally set the standard for beautiful football. And then, on the flip side, we have the incredibly fresh, super emotional triumph of Argentina in 2022, led by the legendary Lionel Messi. That was a victory that truly united fans all over the globe. So why is it that these specific nations continually rise to the top? Well, it really comes down to a specific winning formula. First off, they produce technically excellent players. Second, they have this incredibly strong, deeply rooted football culture right down at the grassroots level. And third, immense, unparalleled passion. In these countries, football isn't just a hobby, it is practically a religion.
Which brings us to Section 3, Global Strategy, Football Worldwide.
Ever wonder why the World Cup constantly changes its home? Why not just hold it in Europe or South America every single time? Well, it's all part of FIFA's brilliant 3-step growth strategy. Step 1, spread the game to new continents. Step 2, let that local exposure create entirely new generations of lifelong fans. And Step 3, use this massive influx of fans to provide a huge boost to the host country's tourism and economy. It's a pretty unstoppable cycle when you think about it.
And finally, Section 4, Festival of Emotions, more than just a game.
Look, getting past the logistics and the stats, we really need to focus on what this tournament truly means. There's this quote, "The FIFA World Cup is not just a game of football, but a festival of emotions." And I absolutely love that, because it perfectly captures the essence of the event. For tens of millions, honestly crores of viewers around the planet, this is pure emotion. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows experienced together. It's that rare time when differences are just set aside and humanity unites around a simple ball on a green pitch. And you know, that emotional connection is intensely felt even in countries that aren't actually playing on the pitch yet. Take India, for example. There is a massive, incredibly passionate fan base there. There's this collective, powerful dream, a real hope to see India play in the World Cup soon. And with the tournament now expanding to 48 teams, that dream is honestly edging closer to reality than ever before. Which brings us to our final, ultimate question. The countdown to 2026 has officially begun. 3 host nations, 48 teams, 104 matches, and an entire world watching. It's going to be the biggest, most exciting event in sports history. So the question is, are you ready for it? Because I know I sure am. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep that passion alive, and long live football.